You are about to discover something extraordinary. What Edgar Cayce, the famous sleeping prophet, predicted for 2024 is happening now. Get ready to be amazed by the revelations and events that are shocking the world. Edgar Cayce's predictions are not just ancient history. They are unfolding before our eyes. Are you ready to face the truth? You must be wondering, who was Edgar Cayce? Edgar Cayce, known as the Sleeping Prophet, was one of the most renowned clairvoyants of the 20th century. Born in 1877, he gained notoriety for his psychic readings, in which he would enter a trance state and make predictions about health, future events, and spiritual themes. But what makes his predictions so impactful? He gained fame for entering a deep trance and providing information on various topics, including health, history, spirituality, and future events. Some of his predictions were notably precise. But now, what did Edgar Cayce predict for 2024 and the following years? Is there any surprise in store for America? With Donald Trump's name once again prominent in political debates, the question arises, what did Edgar Cayce predict for the United States and the world in the coming years? That's what we're going to talk about now. You will be shocked by the revelations of what is yet to come this year. Stay with me to discover all of this together. Edgar Cayce predicted the discovery of hidden chambers in the Great Pyramid of Egypt, mentioning a hidden room below the Sphinx's paw that would hold valuable documents and objects to understand the history of humanity. This prediction sparked the curiosity of scholars, and years later, archaeologists identified underground spaces near the Sphinx, confirming Edgar Cayce's vision. An impressive example of his accuracy was the prediction of the 1929 stock market crash. In 1925, 4 years before the collapse, Edgar Cayce warned of an impending economic catastrophe that would shake the world, and that is exactly what happened. Edgar Cayce's predictions are not mere coincidences. They have been documented and studied many times, revealing an uncanny precision. Now, his predictions for 2024 are becoming reality, and everyone is shocked. Imagine a world where the past and the future meet, where the predictions of one man traverse time to warn us about what is to come. This is the legacy of Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet. And now, in 2024, his predictions are becoming reality in ways no one could have anticipated. Prepare for a surprising revelation. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, predicted a devastating economic transformation in 2024 that would leave the world in ruins. He warned us of a financial crisis of epic proportions, capable of toppling the foundations of global markets and forcing a drastic review of our economic practices. And now, before our eyes, we are seeing this prophecy come to pass in an astonishing way. Corporate giants that seemed unshakable are collapsing like sandcastles, while unemployment reaches alarming levels, affecting millions of families worldwide. At the same time, we see the emergence of new sustainable economies rising from the ashes of the traditional financial system collapse. Circular economy initiatives, decentralized digital currencies, and companies based on ecological and social principles are gaining strength, challenging the old structures that once dominated the global scene. Never before has the world witnessed such a monumental challenge to established economic structures. What seemed like a distant and almost impossible prediction is now shaping our present and defining our present and defining our future in ways few could have imagined. The transformation is underway and the evidence is everywhere. In the news, on the streets, and in the new ways of doing business that emerge every day. Prepare for another revelation that will shake your beliefs. Edgar Cayce, with his impressive ability to see the future, warned us about natural disasters that would mark the year 2024. He predicted a devastating increase in seismic and volcanic activity, catastrophic floods, and increasingly fierce storms that would reshape the face of our planet. And now, we are witnessing these incredible events unfold before our eyes. Powerful earthquakes are shaking regions that had never felt tremors before, leaving cities in ruins and entire populations in shock. Long, dormant volcanoes are waking up with fury, spewing ash and lava, transforming landscapes into disaster zones. And the storms. Oh, the storms. Hurricanes and typhoons of unprecedented intensity are devastating our coasts, causing unimaginable destruction and changing the course of rivers and coastlines within hours. The floods are no less significant, submerging villages, cities, and fields, leaving a trail of destruction and despair. Roads and bridges are swallowed by the relentless force of the waters, while communities struggle to survive. Mother Nature is showing her strength in an overwhelming way. Just as Edgar Cayce predicted, there is no denying it. We are living in the era of great natural revelations, and the accuracy of Cayce's visions is simply terrifying. Edgar Cayce, the visionary prophet, did not limit himself to predicting economic changes and natural disasters. He also foresaw a profound social and political transformation that would begin to manifest in 2024. According to Cayce, the world would see a radical reevaluation of human values, an unrelenting quest for justice and equality, and a fierce resistance against authoritarian regimes. And what are we seeing today? Social movements are exploding like never before. Millions of people around the world are taking to the streets demanding human rights, racial equality, and climate justice. Social networks are ablaze with activism campaigns. The voices of minorities are finally being heard, and the pressure on governments is increasing. Students, workers, activists, all are uniting in a wave of resistance against oppression and injustice. Each day brings new actions, new leaders emerging from the shadows, and a global consciousness that refuses to be silenced. From the fight against systemic racism to the defense of LGBTQ rights, from climate marches to battles for women's rights, Edgar Cayce's predictions are coming true with overwhelming intensity. The old power structures are being challenged, and the world is hearing the cry for change. Edgar Cayce foresaw all of this, and now we are living this historic revolution, where every voice counts and every action can change the future. To help you quickly and easily understand all these signs, we are facing difficult times where prophecies are being fulfilled, but many do not realize what is happening around the world. For this reason, I decided to offer a gift to all channel subscribers, a digital ebook, The Secret Behind the Holy Bible, so you can download it immediately. It is in the first pinned comment. In this book, I reveal all the secrets of the biblical prophecies that will shock you. Don't waste time. Click on the first pinned comment because we have only a few copies available and it will soon be taken down. When we examine the year 2024 through the lens of Edgar Cayce's predictions, we are inevitably swept away by the eerie accuracy and profound impact of his words. Edgar Cayce left us more than simple predictions. He gave us a true map, a detailed guide to navigate the turbulent times we are living in. Each prediction from Edgar Cayce is an urgent call to action, an unmissable opportunity to reflect on our steps and choose a more enlightened path. He warned us about devastating economic crises, astonishing natural disasters, and social and political transformations that have redefined our existence. And now, as these prophecies unfold before us, it is our responsibility to act. Cayce's visions were meticulously documented in thousands of readings, which have become a vast source of knowledge and inspiration for those interested in prophecies and spirituality. After his death, his sons Edgar Evans Cayce and Hugh Lynn Cayce analyzed the accuracy of his predictions with the help of records kept by the secretary, who attended the sessions. They examined 4,246 readings and concluded that only 200 were incorrect. Given this medium's accuracy, his revelations are considered significant. In his sessions, Edgar Cayce spoke about the advent of a new era of spiritual transformation and the evolution of collective consciousness. Edgar Cayce advocated the idea that humanity was undergoing a period of great transformation, moving from a phase dominated by materialism and individualism to a new era of spiritual understanding and connection with the sacred. According to him, this new phase would be characterized by greater openness and understanding between different religious beliefs and spiritual philosophies, promoting mutual respect and the pursuit of the common good. However, he warned that before we could reach this new era, we would face great challenges, as it is often necessary to dismantle the old, to make space for the new. In a book by Robson Pinheiro, published in 2012, there is a message attributed to Edgar Cayce through psychography. Here is an excerpt that I consider quite significant for reflection. Let us see. The great revelation was the identity of the personality addressing the public. A highly evolved spirit was expected, but who appeared was the well-known Edgar Cayce, speaking to a diverse audience composed of all nations, tribes, peoples, and languages. This surprising event challenged many of our preconceived ideas about spirituality and spiritual evolution, overturning many concepts we had during our earthly lives. This moment deeply questioned the notions established by religious leaders and faith institutions. Edgar spoke with fervor, as if driven by an invisible force, acting as a medium for spirits we could not see. He revealed, "A voice has manifested in my mind, guiding me to see and hear things that are not always pleasant, but also visions of a hopeful future. I have gone beyond time and space, and what I saw was surprising. I was entrusted with the task of sharing some crucial facts that will serve as a guide and orientation for those curious spirits about the events that will shape the birth of a new humanity. We are on the verge of the emergence of a civilization based on new paradigms built on innovative foundations. This new world will be transformed by events that transcend human understanding and control, inspired by forces operating beyond our earthly limitations. These events will not only redefine how we live and interact with each other, but also how we perceive and respond to the natural and spiritual forces that influence our existence. The journey to this new era will require a profound reevaluation of our values, practices, and goals. It will be a time to rethink what we consider important and to foster a society that values sustainability, cooperation, and a deeper understanding of the spiritual fabric that binds us. To help you quickly and easily understand all these signs, we are facing difficult times where prophecies are being fulfilled, but many do not realize what is happening around the world. For this reason, I decided to offer a gift to all channel subscribers, a digital ebook, The Secret Behind the Holy Bible, so you can download it immediately. It is in the first pinned comment. In this book, I reveal all the secrets of the biblical prophecies that will shock you. Don't waste time. Click on the first pinned comment because we have only a few copies available and it will soon be taken down. The current global scenario is extremely volatile and alarming, demanding immediate attention from those in power. The economic stability that many countries once knew seems to have vanished, and temporary or superficial solutions are often employed just as a way to reassure the population and maintain an appearance of control. Gradually, worrying signs are beginning to emerge, indicating that even the most promising and developed nations are struggling to keep control over their spending and financial health, as well as their public administration. These problems are creating a climate of growing insecurity, even among powerful leaders and nations who find themselves increasingly challenged to respond effectively to the growing complexity of economic and social problems. The rise in insecurity and economic uncertainty is prompting a reevaluation of strategies and policies, with increasing pressure for significant reforms that can restore long-term confidence and stability. In my visions, I have witnessed the decline of the great world empire, the new empire of the Cayce'S, in various ways and on different occasions. The first thing noticed is a morally shaken nation, with its leadership being intensely questioned both internally and externally. In this context, new centers of power begin to emerge globally, presenting new structures and paradigms of governance and influence. As these changes unfold, a wave of popular dissatisfaction spreads across the world, marked by growing rebellion against imperialist practices and traditional economic policies that many see as obsolete or unfair. In various parts of the world, this popular discontent translates into increasingly explicit and organized protests. Citizens of different nations rise to challenge not only their governments, but also the influence of large banks and corporate magnates, whose actions are often perceived as contributors to social and economic inequalities. This global movement reflects a call for greater social justice, transparency, and a more equitable redistribution of power and resources. The United States is about to face a series of significant challenges as old adversaries seize the opportunity to confront them with intelligent and meticulously planned strategies. These maneuvers are intended to challenge American claims to global dominance, questioning the influence and power of the United States on various fronts. These challenges can manifest in different areas, including economic confrontations, political disputes, technological competitions, and even in military arenas. By presenting alternatives to the American model and influence, these adversaries seek to redefine the global balance of power. The ability of the United States to respond to these challenges will not only test the resilience and adaptability of its internal and external policies, but could also influence the structure of international power in the coming decades. Anglo-American credibility will face a severe crisis due to the collapse of their financial and economic system. This dramatic event will lead to the revelation of risks and problems that have been kept hidden for decades. For a long time, these challenges have been manipulated and minimized by a combination of governmental efforts, military interventions, and the influence of powerful media groups. As the truth emerges, the public will begin to see the extent of the manipulations and distorted information that have been disseminated to sustain an image of stability and prosperity. This could lead to a crisis of confidence not only within the borders of these nations, but also in their global influence and struggle. The exposure of these vulnerabilities and the loss of confidence may force a fundamental reevaluation of economic policies and a reform in the way information is communicated to the public. The reality that has been carefully hidden by leaders for so long is about to be exposed, revealing the edits and embellishments that have been used to project only an image of progress. These manipulations of the truth have served to create a false sense of security for the public, hiding the real difficulties and internal challenges faced. When these truths come to light, there may be a significant impact on public perception, both nationally and internationally. The unmasking of these hidden realities will force a critical reevaluation of values, policies, and the authenticity of the information disclosed. This could lead to a greater demand for transparency and honesty from leaders and the media, potentially changing the course of how nations deal with their images and address their internal issues. The world has often been seduced by the image of progress, security, and status that the United States has projected and promoted through the media. This widely disseminated narrative highlighted dazzling cities, seemingly stable politics, and an image of military and economic strength that suggested total self-sufficiency. However, this representation often masks the complex realities and internal challenges that permeate American society. Behind this facade of prosperity and stability, there are significant problems that have deeply affected the country for decades. Issues such as social and economic inequalities, racial tensions, public health, and a frequently polarized political system are just a few of the critical challenges. These problems, rarely highlighted in international projections, reveal a nation that, like any other, faces real risks and urgent issues that challenge the idealized image often sold to the world. Additionally, It has been common for the U.S. government and intelligence agencies to portray various countries as underdeveloped, frequently accusing them of terrorist practices and adopting anti-democratic systems according to their own political and economic interests. This image is widely publicized, and often the world ends up absorbing and accepting this narrative, which is skillfully marketed under the influence of Americanism. However, a new era is approaching, and with it, the world's confidence in the power and influence of the United States is about to be irreparably shaken. Soon, the world will witness a shift in the distribution of power. New centers of influence will emerge and challenge the status quo, redefining global alliances and leaderships. This realignment of power not only reflects political changes, but also necessary economic and social adaptations in response to a constantly transforming global environment. Just as in narratives about the astral underworld, where an intense struggle is described for the fall of old leaders and the emergence of new power centers that challenge decaying entities from the shadows, parallel events occur in the physical world. In the terrestrial plane, we witness similar dynamics in the political and economic spheres. Leaders and nations that once dominated the global scene are being challenged by emerging new forces, seeking to redefine the balance of power and influence. These changes occur in an era of transformation and control, where old structures are questioned and new ideas and leaders emerge to face existing challenges. Just as in the astral underworld of mythology, where the conflict between the old and the new shapes the cosmos, in the physical world, these transitions can lead to significant instabilities, but also opportunities for innovation and renewal in various spheres of society. Firstly, we observe a moral deterioration that manifests through financial problems that gradually emerge. This ethical and economic crisis paves the way for the emergence of new global economic powers. Among them, China stands out, often symbolized as the Great Red Dragon. The rise of this economic giant has the potential to drag the major economies of the world with it, deeply impacting the already fragile foundations of the global economy. As this new landscape develops, a new front of power begins to emerge, challenging the established structures of international trade and economy. This scenario is marked by severe attacks on economic stability, with increasing instabilities that threaten not only financial markets, but also the political and social order. This moment of transition represents a significant test for the resilience and adaptability of nations and economic systems around the world. As China moves cautiously on the global stage, it has been diversifying its skills and capabilities in various strategic areas, such as technology, trade, and finance. This multifaceted development has strengthened the country's position in international negotiations, allowing it to become a significant force in major power circles. With this rise, China is influencing nations that traditionally saw themselves as more advanced or stable in their principles and systems. This Chinese influence is not only economic but also cultural and political, redefining power relations and global alliances. China's ability to integrate and at the same time influence various nations demonstrates a sophisticated diplomatic game that challenges pre-existing notions of leadership and power in the world. This strategic advance reflects a new dynamism in global geopolitics, where the rules and leaderships are constantly evolving. Faced with a Europe weakened by crises and a debilitated economic system, China's influence has become increasingly dominant on the world stage. The country's economic rise, often referred to as the Great Red Dragon, is redefining the global dynamics of power and wealth. As Europe struggles to recover from its adversities, including wars and the collapse of monetary policies, China takes advantage to expand its influence and assert its role as a key economic power. This scenario forces global financial leaders to rethink and rebuild economic systems that failed under the weight of crises. Meanwhile, many in the world have not yet fully recognized the impact of this transformation, nor have they fairly assessed the economic potential and robustness of the Chinese system. The shift in global economic leadership suggests a new chapter in international relations, where adaptability and innovation will be crucial for success in the New World Order. He continues reporting remarkable events in the book, whose link I will leave in the description for those who wish to acquire the work entitled The End of Darkness, Extraphysical Reurbanization. Even though it is supposedly a psychography, the content aligns with current events. Edgar Cayce warned that America would face significant challenges, including earthquakes and wars. One of his most alarming visions was that a great earthquake, followed by a tsunami, could be so devastating that it would result in California separating from the rest of the American continent. This idea of a great movement of waters has generated much discussion and concern about disaster, preparedness, and infrastructure resilience. Additionally, Cayce also predicted serious conflicts in Europe, pointing out that a major war could arise due to religious and political differences. According to him, this conflict would result in many deaths and have global repercussions. Cayce's predictions, although specific and often seen as alarming, are remembered as a call for awareness and preparedness in the face of potential crises and natural disasters. The predictions about America's future are bleak and include a series of disastrous events. One such event is a great famine that could result in many deaths. This famine would be caused by a combination of climate changes affecting food production and conflicts that hinder the distribution of essential resources. Additionally, a devastating epidemic is expected that could also cause many deaths. Climate changes and wars are pointed out as the main factors contributing to this situation. To complete the crisis scenario, there is a prediction that America will be invaded by foreign forces. This event would be motivated by an economic collapse and increased poverty, weakening the government and making the country vulnerable to external attacks. These predictions highlight the need for preparation and resilience in the face of complex and interconnected challenges. Thus, the psychography in Robson Pinheiro's book By the Spirit Angelo Inaccio is aligned with Edgar Cayce's predictions. However, it is essential to remember that the predictions and prophecies of Cayce, or any other medium or seer, should not be seen as absolute or guaranteed truths. Often, they are interpretive and can be viewed from different perspectives. Each person has the freedom to explore and interpret these predictions according to their own beliefs and understanding. America faces many challenges related to natural disasters, which have occurred frequently in recent years. These events, such as floods, landslides, and droughts, cause major problems for many people in different parts of the country. Besides these natural disasters, there is concern about potential future economic problems. Edgar Cayce warned of a possible major economic instability that could affect not only America, but various parts of the world. This combination of natural disasters and economic instability makes it even more important for us to be prepared and to seek ways to protect our communities and economy. We must bear in mind that the future is not completely decided. The things we do every day, whether alone or with other people, can change what will happen later. This shows how important every choice we make is. Small or large actions, all of them come together and help shape the future. It is as if every good action we take adds a positive piece to the construction of tomorrow. For this reason, it is very important that we strive to live in peace, always seeking to understand others and treating everyone with respect. When we work together and respect each other, we create an environment where everyone can grow and live well. This is the true meaning of working to improve the world we live in. By doing this, we contribute to a more beautiful and harmonious future for us and the next generations. To help you understand all these signs more quickly and easily, we are facing difficult times when prophecies are being fulfilled, but many do not realize what is happening around the world. For this reason, I decided to offer a gift to all channel subscribers, a digital ebook, The Secret Behind the Holy Bible, so you can download it immediately. It's in the first pinned comment. In this book, I reveal all the secrets of biblical prophecies that will shock you. Don't waste time. Click on the first pinned comment because we only have a few units available, and it will soon be taken down. This is what we call regeneration, to constantly renew and improve our world. Now, more than ever, it is crucial that we are all aware of the changes and prepare to face them together. Edgar Cayce's predictions provide us with a fascinating and unsettling vision of the future, and it is essential that we discuss and reflect on them. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your subscription is very important to us and helps us continue bringing relevant and thought-provoking content. Also, we love to hear your opinion. Comment below what you think about Edgar Cayce's predictions. Do you believe they are coming true? What do you think we can do to better prepare for the future? Share your ideas, doubts, and experiences. Your participation makes this discussion even richer and more meaningful. And don't forget to activate the notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos. Together, we can learn more, prepare better, and contribute to the regeneration of our world. We count on you